Hey y'all, so a lot of you are probably here because you have a horse that is either bracing on your hands or just not giving to the bit. You feel like you're constantly having to fight them to stop, turn, back, etc. So what you're going to want to do is take yourself and your horse back to the basics with putting them in a snaffle. And a snaffle bit is not the term used to talk about the single jointed mouthpiece that a lot of people think. It is the bit itself. It can be an O-ring, a D-ring, or an egg butt snaffle, and it can have any mouthpiece. But it's just a direct pull bit, no leverage. It's very soft on their mouth if you have soft hands. And I personally like to use split reins because I can work each rein individually and not have, like, a roping rein typically gets in the way for me. But you can use whatever rein you'd like. I'm demonstrating on my barrel horse Splash today because we are having some issues on and off the pattern that have to deal with him just being kind of bracy on my hands, and sometimes I feel like he's just kind of like hanging on my hands. But right now I'm asking him for vertical flexion. This has him really giving to my hands vertically, so if his nose is in the air, I can get it back down where it needs to be. And then the lateral flexion here is very important because horses learn off of pressure and release. They don't learn off of pressure alone. So as soon as they give to your hand, you want to give that rein back to them so they learn. That's how horses are so soft that you can control them with one finger. It's because as soon as they get what you ask, you give that slack back to them. And you need to have full body control. Right now I'm picking up his inside shoulder and having him step over. This is the foundation to what you've heard called a counter arc. And the horse has to move their shoulders apart from everything else. I start everything out at a walk when teaching it. You don't want to put too much pressure on one at once. You just want to ease them on in there and let them do the right thing and then praise them for that. And it'll help build their confidence as well as yours. So I just was walking them around, asking for some lateral flexion at the walk. I do a lot of flexing with all of my horses. Just to make sure that they're staying good and soft. And I did this video right here. You see I'm holding that pressure. I'm not giving it back to him. And now watch when I go to pick that rein back up. He's a little bit more reluctant to come around because he didn't get that release in a timely fashion. So he's like, what the heck, Mom? I'm not putting my head over there for any reason. So I just sat over here and flexed him back around and got him back to where he was listening a little better. And I was giving him that release whenever I got what I asked of him. This is one of my favorite exercises to do with one that I'm really teaching to get up and over and pick up that shoulder. Is I do figure eights of an alternating counter arc, really focusing on getting that shoulder over and being soft in my hands, and then I stop them and back them up and then continue. I'm doing some more of the trotting figure eights with the counter arc, but I'm not alternating direction. I'm keeping his nose to the inside of a left turn and keeping his shoulder shaped as so. This comes in handy a lot if you're running barrels and you are coming too straight into your turn and you feel like you might shoulder into it. You're going to want to pick up that inside rein and push them over as though you're going to counter arc instead of pulling the outside rein, because that makes them drop their inside shoulder. It is very important for a horse in any discipline to be able to do this, but it's very important in a barrel horse. You don't want to be out there and have no control over your horse's body and they're just running for the hills the whole time. I finish out all my rides with doing a little bit more flexion so that they're good and soft and supple all the way through.